With the fire danger this year, it's going to be crazy. We're taking a zero tolerance approach to this year. So if there are unauthorized fires without burn permits, things like that, campfires that are unauthorized, neglecting fires, campfires, reckless behavior with any kind of fire activity, that's where we get involved. We also work well with our federal partners with the Forest Service. There's Forest Service law enforcement that we work with if there's unauthorized fires on the Forest Service land. If it's on private property within the fire protection district, we get involved. There's a handful of statutes and state laws and federal laws that we will enforce. Yeah, so as far as the law enforcement response in the sheriff's office when we respond to wildfires, our main priority is traffic control, any evacuations, and just making sure the public in general is safe. We're going to be focusing on making sure roads are clear so we can get fire equipment and personnel to where they need to go. We had a little bit of an issue with that at this last fire at Coyote Flats. I can appreciate and empathize with the public wanting to come home during events like this. However, it just really caused a lot of chaos and a lot of clutter on the roads with people trying to park on the roadway, trying to get home. We had some fire equipment that was not able to get to where it was supposed to go in a timely manner. We had 2 deputies almost get ran over by a driver who went around our roadblock. So we're obviously concerned for the public safety, but we're concerned about our safety as well. We want to make sure we're able to do the job we need to do. As far as evacuations, we'll try to make those in person if we can. We'll be working with emergency management and the public safety hub to get the information out there. And that'd be a good resource if there's ever any questions on conditions, what's going on. The penco.org website can get you links to the public safety hub and get you all kinds of information as far as evacuations and things to look for.
Town to town, how important is it to build this communication basis with everybody that's in their locations to make sure you guys can be as effective as possible?
Can you repeat that?
How important is it to build these communications with all these other towns and county, in your county, that can help you guys kind of do your job to the fullest?
Yeah, I mean, communication is key with everybody, right? So obviously, public cooperation is what we're looking for. People are going to do what they're going to do. Sometimes it puts other people in danger, law enforcement, firefighters, and puts themselves in danger. The evacuations and stuff that we do and try to do, and when we're trying to keep people from responding to their house during a fire, it's for a reason. Statistics will show that a majority of the deaths that occur during wildfire are because people are trying to get to their houses and they get stuck in a bad situation. We're trying to prevent that, and also when the people are trying to respond to their house and come back to their house during a fire, we're also trying to get people out. So there's a cross there that. It just makes for a bad recipe for disaster. So we're trying to prevent that. Communication is key. Getting information out there, being prepared is obviously going to be important for all the homeowners who have property in the Black Hills and elsewhere. So that's what we're looking at.
I think in the moment, these evacuations, getting caught by surprise when having to leave or coming back, that is very chaotic for a lot of people who aren't used to that. Are there any words you would like to say about how the public could proceed more organized with these evacuations and with these sort of roadblock situations?
Yeah, I mean the first moments of a wildfire are always chaotic. Fire personnel are trying to get on scene, assess the situation, determine where the fire is going, look at weather patterns, looking for fire patterns, determine if there's any structures or anything else that's going to be threatened. Obviously, as law enforcement, we're going to respond. We're trying to determine residences, who needs to be contacted, if they need to be contacted. We're looking at various routes in and out of the community or development or wherever it's at. So a lot of things are going on. I guess the thing I would say is And I know it's always emotional and chaotic, but we'll just ask the public for some patience and grace while we're trying to work through the first moments of a fire. And then as we work through and gather information, then we can release some information to help get them the reassurance that they need, that everything's going to be taken care of one way or the other. You know, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes as far as resources that are available during situations like this. And during those fires, we're working pretty aggressively to figure out what those resources are.
What kind of roadblocks have you run into so far?
Fire occurred in the middle of the day when most people are at work, so it's just kind of a bad recipe for circumstances. Like I said, I can understand the emotions and the frustration when they weren't able to get to where they wanted to go. However, we did do the roadblocks for a reason, and sometimes we have to do that. And I would just ask the public just to trust the fire personnel and first responders who are working on the scene to do their job, protect their property. That's going to be, you know, priority. Animals are always a concern. If there's a situation where, you know, there's horses in a fence that are looking threatened, we can cut fence, we can push the fence down. Fences can be repaired. We'll do what we can to save property and animals, and obviously people are our first priority.
Yeah, property can be replaced, but lives can't. And so given those lives that are rushing into these situations, given the time of day that these fires seem to be lighting up, it seems to coordinate pretty well in a bad way with people coming back home and then all of a sudden finding themselves in that situation. So going forward, what I would imagine this would be most likely a more prominent piece of messaging, yes?
I mean, absolutely. You know, with the Coyote Flats fire, we did have some circumstances where individuals were trying to get to their house. Obviously, they weren't allowed in with their vehicles, so they chose to leave their vehicle and walk through fields. I can't stress how dangerous that is. The fire moves extremely fast. The conditions are always changing, and people are just putting themselves in danger when they're doing stuff like that. So when we ask you to stay back and stay where you are, it's for a reason. And when people don't heed those instructions or those requests, they're only putting themselves in danger, and it's not going to end up well.
That goes to the communication of why the roadblocks are up, and it's for their safety. It's not to inconvenience. It's also to keep fire crews safe. That goes back to that whole roadblocks thing too.
100%. You know, the fire crews that are out there, they need space to work. The law enforcement that's out there, we need space to work. And when the congestion of the extra traffic comes, it just makes things a lot more difficult. And again, our first priority is making sure people are safe. And then beyond that, the priority of the fire is the structures and the residences.
Are there any new lessons coming up from? That's a cool way.
And the evacuate, don't go back. Can you give me that message?
Pardon me?
Evacuate, don't go back.
Right, yeah. And when we ask you to leave, cooperation is always paramount. It's crucial that everybody leaves safe and try to remain as calm as possible. Like I said, when responding out to this last fire, I had people trying to pass me on the roadway. Like I said, I understand the frustration, but they almost caused several accidents. And again, 2 deputies almost got ran over. So it's a dangerous time for everybody involved. The evacuate, yep, we would be asking people to leave and then stay out of the area until the fire crews have it under control.
What have you seen in messaging or in your